Welcome back everyone to part 2 of our Wuchang Fallen Feathers trophy guide and walkthrough. We are starting from the last shrine that we unlocked. Go to the left of it and you can climb down this ladder. Also, if you want to go down faster, you can hold down X and she'll slide down, which speeds things up quite a bit for us. Then head behind the ladder into this cave-like area. As you come through here, you'll see there's a body down the way that's glowing. When you pass by it, you will automatically get the Vorpal Blade spell. This is the first spell that you get in the game. And it should automatically equip itself. Keep on going near the waterfall. You'll see there's a weird looking enemy here. I know we saw these earlier, but I don't know what they are. They kind of look like golems with a yellow backpack on or something. Here I'm just going to go in. You can see that the spell has equipped itself. That's the only one that does it. You'll have to go in and switch out your spells later. You can have up to 4 at a time, and if you want to swap between them, push the left button on the D-pad, and that'll swap through your equipped spells. And then if you push right on the D-pad, that will swap your weapon as well. Keep on going through this cave. You can take out the enemy that's there. And I'm going to fail at this, but it is possible. I have done it. When you get to the end here, you'll get a little tutorial pop up for plunging attacks. What I'm trying to do is to land on that beam. There's a beam right underneath and I just barely missed it, so I also missed the item. But if you land on that beam, you can test out your plunging attack on this enemy that's down here. Be careful when you get by fire. You will take fire damage if you stand in the fire for too long. So, take that guy out. The one that's sitting there, if you lock onto it with the right stick, pushing down on the right stick, if you lock onto it, you'll see it has almost no health at all, so it's not really a threat. When you come up the stairs, you'll see that we have encountered the Tang Palace Maid. This is a tutorial boss. It's very easy, not hard at all, and you actually are going to have to fight her again later. So this is really just kind of like a little taste of what she can do. So as you come down here, you'll see her working her way up. It might take you a couple of tries, and you'll see she has red eyes. You'll see lots of red-eyed enemies throughout the game, and they're usually tougher than the normal ones. You'll probably have to learn her moves to learn how to dodge them effectively. There, that move that I just did, it's just, you know, heavy attack, basically. All the stuff she's doing is going to get so much worse. just fair warning. There, I was able to stagger her and do the stab, which takes off a huge chunk of health, and that pretty much ended her. And she gives you a benediction. So the benedictions, you go into your weapons. I think you can only access the benedictions from a shrine, but for now it's letting us do it here. So there are 3 different types of benedictions. We're going to get a bunch of those later on. You'll want to equip the one that works best for your playstyle. So once you take out the Tang Palace Maid, stay on the bottom floor and exit outside. Follow the very short path going down the hill, and you'll see we have reached a golden chest that's across from the red-clad lady. Anytime you see these chests, you want to open them. They always have something super important. This time, it's a Forgotten Remains. And Forgotten Remains, as well as the Remembrances, those are used to upgrade your mana vase. Some of them will give you increased doses, so instead of 3 potions, you'll have 4, and some of them increase the potency. So instead of getting a quarter of your health back, you might get, you know, a little bit more than that with each upgrade. Once you've collected it, go back through the room with the Tang Palace Maid and up the stairs, and that enemy will pop out at you from around the corner. Just take him out. If you go off to the left, you'll see there's another enemy over there that's guarding a little purple item. This is a faint red feather. These are used for upgrading your weapons, so definitely want to pick that up. Over here in the corner by this bamboo is another purple item, which is the lost package. This is a quest item. You definitely want to grab that because you're going to return it to its owner later on. From here, you'll go down the hill. You can see there's a little camp down there. Don't drop down. You do take fall damage. There are a couple of enemies on this level. Let's go and take them out before we continue on down. Be careful. In the beginning, it can be difficult if you have more than one enemy at once. Over where they were standing by this pot, you can see there's a gold item here. You grab that. That is the Red-Tasseled Spear, which is another weapon. We do need to collect all the weapons, so don't forget to grab this. Once you have picked it up, we'll be heading down the hill. Again, don't drop down. Find the path and head down it. Be careful, there's an enemy that shoots at you here. Further that way. We're going to take the immediate left, then the immediate right. Knock this guy off because he's a real pain. If you don't know he's there, he can jump on top of you when you pass under it. Come back, pick up this glowing gold item. This is the delicate armor set. So be sure to grab that, and then you can take out the enemy that's sleeping. Over on the table, there's a blue item. And for, like, we just picked up the flying daggers. For anything that is consumable, you can only carry so many, and then the rest of them go to, like, your storage. Let's come down here. Be sure to dodge when that guy shoots at you. Dodge so that the bullet misses. Keep heading down, and when you pass underneath that rock, if you didn't push that guy off, he would be able to jump on you here. So now he's on the ground, and he's taken fall damage, so most of his health is gone. You can just take him out. And once you get down to the bottom, you can go either left or right. The story path is to the left, so let's go to the right. There's another enemy here that shoots, and then there are oil drums all over, so they'll explode if he shoots them. See? Just like that. So go ahead and take these guys out. Continue on up the path. To the left here, there's a little gazebo, I guess. You can go up there before continuing on. There's an item up here. And you might think all these little red mercuries are not that important. They are. They are. You're going to be using them a lot. Be careful. Those little sticks are actually traps. I'm trying to lure them through the traps. See, he set that one off, so I'm able to take him out quite easily. And then there's another one behind him. I did try to lure him through the traps, but for some reason he doesn't trigger it. And that does happen occasionally. So it looks like we're going to have to fight him. Watch out for these guys. They take multiple swings when they do that. And then they have to take a little rest because they tuckered themselves out. Here you can see some of these guys are dropping armor pieces or clothing pieces. If you have multiples, you can sell them to a guy that we're going to meet here shortly. And I think you can sell them also to Tao King. Anyway, once you get all the way back there. You're going to pick up Jade Pendant number 2. Make sure to grab that. Go all the way to the end after you defeat those guys and get the second Jade Pendant. And then just to work your way back down to where we came from. Once you get down to the bottom and you see that doorway, there will be an enemy that's going to jump out at you, so be careful. Eventually you will learn these guys' moves, so you'll be able to take them out a little easier. Once he's finished, you can go through the doorway. And we're going to have a large group of enemies. But luckily, we're going to pick up another consumable item. You can see we're at the Lights and Temple now. This is a fire pot. So go into, I pushed the wrong button. Go into your pause menu and you can equip. Well, here I'm going to equip that other Jade Pendant. I only have 2, so might as well, right? Go to your items and equip the fire pot. And when you go up the steps, you can target an enemy. Oh, you get a tutorial for special items, of course. You can target an enemy that's sitting there. All those oil jars there. Just target any enemy that's sitting there. And you can throw the fire pot at him and it will make the entire area explode. There will be another enemy that comes out of this little house here. He won't be affected by the explosion, so you'll have to work on him on your own. But he's not too tough. Once you take him out, on the table, you can pick up the one-handed sword, the Dark Frost Edge. You can go inside the little house that enemy was in. There's an item on the table here. And also, you can hear the bird whistling. Anytime you hear that, that means there's a bird nearby that you can collect an arm feather from. Just look around. They're pretty easy to spot because they have yellow tipped wings. We're going to come into this house on the other side. You can grab this item, and I do find it's easier to come from this way first. Because when you come into this room here, there are 2 enemies that are going to drop down, so you'll have to take them out, and if you come in through this side, they could drop directly on you, so be careful. There's a yellow glowing item here that is Jade Pendant number 3. Be sure to grab it. And once you complete this area, you can come down the stairs into this kind of courtyard looking area. There's a shrine there, but before we go to it, I'm going to take out these enemies here. There's one banging on the door. We can't open that door yet, but we can take out this enemy, and for some reason, he does not respawn. Once he's done, he's done. Right above him, you can collect another Aurum Feather. And just, if I wasn't clear, the Aurum Feathers are consumable items. They'll give you a random boost of some sort for a short amount of time. For a while there, I thought it was a permanent boost. So I ate a bunch of Aurum Feathers, and after a minute or so, all my boosts went away, and I felt so stupid. So be sure to save those for boss fights or something like that. You can come over here, take out these 2 enemies. There's an item on the ground. This is the dough figurine of Guiying. There's another enemy hiding behind this wall. The dough figurines are quest items. Like I think you can consume them, but don't, because they're quest items for NPCs. Just hang on to them and you'll be prompted to offer them depending on who you talk to. So you can go and take care of that guy. Come into the room on the opposite side and pick up the faint red feather. Very important for upgrading your weapons. Once you have that, you can make your way back over to where we saw the shrine. So when you're leaving that area, take the left. It should be directly in front of you. Next to that shrine, there's someone sleeping. Let's go over and talk to this NPC. This is Wu Gang. And we want to help him up. He's very important because he runs the other shop. There are 2 NPCs that have shops. He is the second NPC that we meet. So speak to him and exhaust his dialogue.
Name's Wu Gang.
He'll sell us stuff, buy stuff from us, and then we can bring him different items to help upgrade his shop as well, to where he offers more items. Once you've completed speaking with him, just go over to the shrine. We'll unlock it in just a moment. Here I'm taking a look at my inventory, and I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. I used arm feathers, and I don't know why. I didn't need to use arm feathers. I think I was under the impression at this point that these were permanent upgrades. They are not permanent upgrades. They go away after a certain amount of time. So really, the arm feathers are only good to use right before a boss fight or a particularly difficult enemy. So don't make my mistake. Save those arm feathers. Let's offer blood at the shrine. This is shrine number 3. And just to let you know, there are a total of 50 shrines in the game, and you do have to find and unlock all of them. So here I have sped this up, and I'm doing some upgrading. Like I said, you do not have to upgrade what I upgrade. You can do whichever upgrades that you see fit. For me, this is the route that I chose to take. I'm trying to get my weapon strength up because we are going into a boss fight here pretty soon. Turn to the left, and when you come up the stairs in this house, you're going to see this. I'm not sure what to call it. It's like a poison jar enemy. You'll see these scattered around, and they're always hiding. They pop out when you least expect it. They like to jump scare you. They spit the blight on you, which I guess it's like a poison, I guess. And they claw you, which increases the blight. But they always give you something. I think it's usually a faint red feather. And then you'll get a couple of other consumable items as well. So taking those enemies out is important. They always carry good stuff. Once you've taken out that enemy, you can see I did have a cut there because I died, and I'm not going to make you guys suffer through me dying over and over. So if you see cuts like that, it's because I died. And then the little purple pool that's on the ground that has a purple circle on top of it, that is when you die, you lose a certain amount of your red mercury essence. So you'll have to go back to the place where you fell and pick it up. And if you're not able to pick it up, then you lose it forever. So kind of like Bloodborne, you know, when you die in that, you have to go back to where you died to collect your souls or whatever it is. It's kind of like that. Here I'm just going back and taking out these enemies again. I've already taken them out, I know, but this is a really good farming place. So, you know, if you choose to, you can come back to this area and farm. I know I will. I'm not going to show all of that to you on camera, of course, but I will indicate it when it's time to farm. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't just take these guys out with a fire pot. Maybe I was running low or something. I don't know. But I chose to actually fight them all, and that can be quite difficult when you have more than one enemy. We've got some upgrades going on, but not nearly enough. So we don't have very much stamina at all, and we don't have a whole lot of health either. Nor do we have many spells. So you might be better off just throwing some fire at them. It does get easier later. When you get a fire spell, you can just shoot that at the enemies there and the whole place will explode because of the oil jars. Anyway, come through this doorway and there's an enemy sitting right outside the door to the right. You want to take him out because if you run past him, he'll sneak up on you and attack you from the back. There's one right in the middle. And then to the left and right, there are also enemies. So we're going to go to the left first. There are 2 enemies inside of here. Be careful, one's laying on the bed, one's hiding in the corner. And they will try to sneak attack you. Sometimes you can cheese it a little bit by hiding behind this wall. So you can get some free hits and maybe even take them out completely. And you'll see me do that quite a bit, actually. If I can use something to put between myself and the enemy, especially tougher enemies, that's a good way to conserve your mana jars. So let's head across the way. You can see that there's a golden chest in there. There's also an enemy sitting on the floor to the left. We want to take care of that enemy before opening the chest. So once he's taken out, you can go ahead and open up that chest where we find Lost Remains. This is another mana vase upgrade. Once you have that, we're going to go to the right from where we found the Lost Remains, come around this building and to the left. Inside of here, you'll find there's a letter. You want to read that letter. And then pick up the purple item that's right next to it. This is the golden bowl. It is a quest item for Wu Gang. We'll give it to him later. Or maybe we'll give it to him now. I'm not sure. Looks like I'm heading back over to the shrine. Oh, those poison enemies in the jar, once you take them out, they don't return. Same with red-eyed enemies. They will not return. So if you die and come back, or if you enter the dream again, they won't return. So here, I didn't speed this up because I want you to see I'm upgrading my mana jars. That's all that you can use. The Lost Remains and the Forgotten Remembrance, all of those can only be used for the mana jars, and those, as far as I can tell, they're only in the section of the skill tree that deals with spells and magic and stuff like that. So here I'm just making sure that I am as set up for success as I can be. You'll probably have to defeat this enemy more than once. I mean, he's pretty tough. He's the first really tough boss that we encounter. So when you're ready, open up these doors and you'll get a little cutscene and you're dropped right into the boss fight with the Master Raider. Again, you will have to learn his moveset so that you know when to dodge and when it's okay to begin swinging your sword or your axe or whatever your weapon of choice is. Don't forget about your spells. Once you're you can see at the bottom left there's the head and shoulders of Wuchang, and all of the little feathers on her shoulder are purple. And then you can also see it's visible on her arm. It's purple. That means that you have lots of Skyborn might. You can use it, you know, with your special attack for your weapon, You can also use it for your spells. So pressing L1 or L2 will allow you to use special attacks for your weapon, whereas R1 is a light attack, R2 is a heavy attack. If you have Skyborn Might, it makes your attacks, your special attacks, stronger. Once he does this with the fire, you want to get as far away from him as possible, and you want to dash through the circle of fire. And he does pretty much the same moves here as he did before. He just also has fire attacks as well. And then some of his combos, they get longer. Don't forget about your mana vases. If you've upgraded, you should have 4. There, I did use a spell on him. That spell is not particularly strong. However, you don't need anything super strong for this guy. He's a lot tougher than some of the other enemies that we've seen, but not nearly as tough as what's ahead. Don't forget, we're still in the tutorial. When he does that, he's going to blow fire in your direction, and then he's going to shoot sparks in the air. As long as you're far enough away, it won't hurt you. You just have to be sure to keep your distance. And when he does leaping attacks, of course you want to jump away as soon as you can. And try to time it. See there, like he got me pretty good. I think I just used my last mana vase, but no worries, we're gonna take him out. Once you've defeated him, you get the Master Raider Man-Eating Dhutanga trophy, and he also drops some items. And these items are going to come in handy later on. For quests or things like that. You also get the lights and key, which is going to open up a door that we saw earlier. And then he also gives us a spell. So here you're going to learn about tempering. This is another mechanic of the game. You can use bone needles for temperance. So you have the different acupoints, and you'll have certain needles that you can use in different acupoints. You'll unlock those as you go along, like the different temperance points, acupoints, or whatever they're called, and you'll get different needles. You can pick up needles, and you can also unlock different needles in your skill tree. So keep that in mind. You may have to switch those around sometimes depending on the type of enemy you're fighting. But once you can access the leech bone needle, you can use that pretty much all the time. Because when you temper your weapon, you'll be able to, during the time that your weapon is tempered, you'll be able to leech health from whatever enemy that you're fighting. And that's very useful, but I'm not going to do anything with that for quite a while. We'll talk about it when we get to the first enemy that you really need it for. Here I'm just farming a little bit. We did get quite a bit of red mercury from that boss, but a little extra never hurts, right? So we're headed back over here to the shrine. Here we get another notice about tempering, because you can access the temper in the shrine. We're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to do a little bit of upgrading. We have 2 red mercury essence that can be used. And if you pay attention, like on those mana vases, there's 3 little bubbles. So you can actually spend your Lost Remains or Forgotten Remembrance. You can spend those more than once in those areas. And some of your weapons, like the ones that are shaped like stars, if you want to upgrade those more than once, you can. So like for your weapon strength, you can put more than one essence in there. Like right there, you can upgrade the strong blade more than once. Here you can see there's different special attacks that you can unlock, and then you can swap them out in your pause menu. So I've chosen the slots that I would like to use. Here I'm going to go into temper, and you can see which needles you have available here for the different acupoints. One acupoint is unlocked, one of the smaller ones, but the other three are still locked, and those have to be unlocked in the skill tree. Then of course you have to collect needles to put into them. So with that, we're going to end this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I can't wait to see everybody back here in part 3. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.